How's it going, Hail Stalkers? It's that time of day again here at 12 p.m. on this Thursday, February the 8th, 2018. I'm lead meteorologist John Choquette here with, instead of a little bit different of a video this time around, we're not much noise going on weather-wise, so we're actually going to go over the hurricanes from last year. Probably today, and possibly also going to be doing this again tomorrow as well. We're going to be talking about Hurricane Harvey and probably also Hurricane Irma. These were really big events this past year. We broke our major hurricane drought, along with the fact that I know a lot of you guys worked this hurricane, and especially some of you guys made a killing off of Hurricane Irma. So we're going to talk about them during our downtime. And again, I'll probably be finding other things to talk about during when there aren't a lot of storms going on. And as I had in the title here, probably not in the push notification, but there is some stuff we're looking at for possibly next week. I'm going to go into that as well, looking ahead a little bit. But here it is, our daily hail forecast at Hurricane Harvey, so it's not hail at all. So what are you going to do? Overview of Hurricane Harvey. I found this picture here of, this was right when we were making landfall. This was an incredible looking hurricane, just a really clear, crisp eye, and made landfall about 10 o'clock. Hurricane Harvey, yeah, it was an evening of August 25th, 2017. It was a Category 4 storm that had peak winds of 130 miles per hour, and it made landfall on San Jose Island, Texas, and then again a little further inland as well. It was the first major hurricane to make landfall in the past 12 years. 2005 Hurricane Wilma was the last hurricane that made landfall, major hurricane that made landfall in the United States. It had been a record period of time with no major hurricanes, and I think earlier last year, myself and Derek were both suspecting that last year we were going to see a major hurricane, and it did not disappoint. And the most interesting thing weather-wise about Hurricane Harvey was the fact that it managed to just be kind of a weak tropical storm, and then it hit the Yucatan Peninsula, and we're like, oh, it's over. Thing completely fell apart, and then rapidly, right out to hit the Gulf, exploded and went from just some clouds to a tropical storm to a hurricane to a major hurricane right as it made landfall just north of Corpus Christi, Texas. Moving forward, 107 people died in the United States from Harvey. I think it was 108 total. One person died in Central America. The final damage totals, these came out fairly recently, from Harvey, is estimated to be $125 billion in damage. And that ties it with Hurricane Katrina without adjustments for inflation. For the costliest hurricane on record, it's actually probably a strong number 2 in terms of overall when you adjust for inflation. Obviously New Orleans got absolutely decimated from Hurricane Katrina and a lot of the coast, Mississippi and parts of Louisiana. So that really kind of, Katrina was worse, but this is probably the most damaging storm possibly of this decade from 2010 to 2020. Brunt of the damage and why it was so damaging was in the Houston area. And just one additional thing, this was a screenshot I took. For those of you who followed our page and still follow our page, you saw myself and Derek and my roommate Steve. We storm chased this. This was our first hurricane chase. Probably cut my mom's lifespan short, about 5 years doing this one. And we stayed in Corpus Christi. We just missed out. I took this screenshot right as it was making landfall just to our north. We originally were thinking about going to Rockport. Proved to be probably not the greatest idea. And then when we saw the damage afterwards, you know, a little bit, probably was a decent idea. Again, it was our first hurricane chase, and we didn't really want to get into the belly of the beast right away. And then Derek got a little more bold than the following hurricanes that happened a little bit later on. And here is the Houston flooding. I mean, you guys probably saw this like crazy all over the news and everything. The flooding was absolutely incredible, unprecedented amount of flooding. Harvey stalled out near Houston, basically made landfall, weakened a tropical storm, and just hung out till about August 29th. It made landfall, actually came back out to the Gulf and made landfall again in Louisiana. Houston saw record-shattering rainfall, absolutely devastating flooding, much like this picture here. And so a couple of areas got over 60 inches of rain, just to give you an idea of just the outrageous amount of rain that is. The average amount of rain for, I believe, Hartford, Connecticut, my home area, is about 42 inches in a year. And I think Oklahoma City is around 30 inches a year for a whole year, and they got this in less than a week. And Houston also has the problem of lots of concrete, lots of big, if you've ever been to Houston or you're from there, you know, a big sprawling mega city that is just filled with concrete over just marshlands and stuff. So all the flooding rain in those marshlands that the flooding rain was able to absorb isn't there anymore. So it all rushed into the city, and it caused nearly 17,000 people to be rescued. Again, a lot of people. A lot of just average everyday people went out with their boats and stuff to rescue people who were trapped in their homes and everything. And over 30,000 were displaced from the flooding. And here's just a map the National Weather Service put together of all the flooding. They actually had to add a completely different scale to get all the way up to 60 inches of rain because it was so absolutely unprecedented. It's the wettest tropical event that's ever happened in the United States history, and absolutely ridiculous. Now looking ahead, completely changing gears here from Hurricane Harvey and moving forward to what we're expecting next week and even into this weekend. This is a screenshot from the American model. A lot of different colors and lines and little flag looking things. Pretty much all you need to pay attention to is right in here, this little trough. And for those of you guys who especially live in the Southern Plains and everything and follow, you know, I'm sure you follow pretty closely in weather, that when you have a trough down here in the southwest region and it's kicking in like this, that is when you tend to get severe weather. Basically, we're going to have a lot of moisture return coming into the southeast, so dew points and the moisture, it's not going to be super dry. Your hands aren't going to be all flaky and cracked. You can actually get some moisture in here, some warm air. Next week, we're going to really start seeing a lot more warm air coming into the southeast and even up into Texas and Oklahoma. So possibly, we're looking ahead. I said, oh my God, a trough. Well, we're looking ahead to possibly, again, next week. This is next Thursday. This is pretty far out. We're a week out. Just giving you an idea to the potential that some stuff may be there. And also, we're looking ahead to something else small this weekend where our pattern's changing from having it be real cold down in here to now we have moisture coming in. So I think Saturday and Sunday we might actually see a storm or two, possibly in the southeast, kind of in the similar regions that we saw a couple days ago, like Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, stuff in there. I think we might see a storm or two. Again, I think this weekend's going to be fairly low-key unless something changes tomorrow, and we'll obviously have a video on that tomorrow. But the more important, more interesting thing that we're watching, again, it's looking into next week, the potential for something towards the end of next week. Again, it's all really going to be coming down as well in the area that in our 2018 forecast has the most active area. And the biggest takeaway, yes, the pattern is a little different going into February now than what it was when I made the 2018 forecast, but I still think overall, take it with a grain of salt, these setups, that February is still going to be pretty quiet. So even when there's going to be activity, it's only going to be a few storms. It's not going to be any big outbreak. I think that stuff's going to wait till March. But yeah, that's what we have, just looking forward. And come visit Derek and everyone at Hailtrace. It's the last day of the IRE going on right now, so you might even be watching this at the IRE. And this goes till about 3 p.m. today, and then I think Derek and Frank and Brandon all book it out of there and come back here to Oklahoma City. And yeah, go check them out. Go say hi if you're not too hungover from last night. Go chat weather with Derek, Frank, and Brandon. And set up notifications in our app. We've been getting lots of messages about this. And when we get closer to like a big event coming up, I will put this at the beginning of the show so we can really emphasize, get your notifications set up. We do not send out the text alerts anymore. It's all through push notifications. So make sure you go to notification options, click on that, bring up notification settings. You'll see the menu that I have on the screen right now. Check off where you want to have notifications sent. Whether it's a city metro area, a specific state, or all the above, you can check them off, customized to what you need for you. You'll get the messages from our previous text alerts of golf ball size hail or larger in a city of 10,000 or more. You get an alert for when we have a 2-star map or greater available for purchase or to be viewed if you're already a subscriber. For when we are mapping storms in a state or a certain region, depending on what the storm is, and also of course notifications for videos like this that'll be ongoing in Facebook. And make sure you get your your notification methods as well. It's going to be just under notification set. It's going to be notification, I believe, settings. Yes, notification settings, and you do We want stuff as a mobile push alert. That's probably the most popular recommended one, or as an email, or even as a desktop notification on your computer at your office or your laptop or wherever you have things open up in your computer. And finally, follow us on Facebook as well. Chances are if you're watching this video, you follow us anyway, but really make sure that you click on that follow and make it so you see us first, so our videos and our content comes up to the top of your news feed, completely ignoring any weird algorithm crap that Facebook has been trying to do recently. So the information that you want to see about big hailstorms is brought up to the top of your news feed on both your phone and on your computer. And that's all I have for today, guys. I know it's a pretty quiet day, and the video didn't really feature too much of big time hail content that you guys want to see. And that's where I extend the question here at the very end. Put in the comment section below what kind of content do you want us to see on these off days before storm season gets going and we have forecasts to go with. Anything you want us to specifically cover, I'm willing to, if we can do it, I'm willing to try it. So we'll try to do any sort of content you guys want, whether it be a hail history in a city or just how we forecast for hail, what things we do here in the office. Well, I will be willing to go through any of those. So again, put in the comment section below what you'd like to see. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow us, however you're watching us here on our Facebook page or on our website or even on YouTube. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Meteorologist John Choquette. I'll see you later. Oh, jeez. Whoops.